Last night on MasterChef Australia,
That pot contains your fate.
a tough elimination saw the axe fall on Poe.
Are you serious?
Yep. The competition has lost a character.
Tonight, Gary and George are back in the kitchen.
Andre, come on down.
They share the pros' secrets on two simple seafood dishes
Glass of wine or a beer?
Both.
and finish off the working week with a Pina Colada.
That's nice.
Then, a special treat for our chefs.
That's wild. I'm so excited. Today's masterclass day, which is quite a relief after the big week we've just had. It'll be nice to just sort of chill out and learn a few things.
Gary and George are there ready for the class. It's really weird though, because there's only 5 seats now. The place feels really empty.
So, Poe's left. We had a sudden death taste test yesterday. Poe and Sam.
Poe, what's the next ingredient?
I'm gonna go with barley.
Poe, there's no barley in the minestrone.
Poe, it's time for you to leave the MasterChef kitchen. How are we all feeling about that?
I'm really sad about that.
Sad that Poe's gone?
Yeah. She had a really unique way of putting flavours and things together, and of course she had strong Asian influences in her cooking, and I just really loved watching what she did. I learnt quite a lot from Poe.
Yeah. She was here like the rest of you, pursuing a dream. Let's hope she finds that reality somewhere else, so we wish her the best, I hope. But we're here to learn. We're here for masterclass today. So what we're going to do is we're going to recap the mystery box from this week. You had 30 minutes to cook a dish of your choice from the ingredients, as well as a small number of pantry items.
Undoubtedly, it was probably the best mystery box so far. We saw some really amazing dishes. One of them that was a little bit unexpected was, Sam, yours. What was it again?
I did a caramelised pineapple crumble with a Bacardi and lime syrup.
Dessert, really not your forte. Why?
Look, it was a mystery box, and I thought I've cooked a lot of fish during my time here, and I thought if I had done it again, it wouldn't have actually caught your attention at all.
Well, it was a fantastic effort by all of you, so, hats off. I guess if I got that mystery box, what would have I done? That kingfish is delightful, so simply, getting some nice caramelisation in a pan, maybe marinating that up with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lime zest, keep it really simple, and serve maybe a little raw salad of zucchini. Gary, what would have you done?
I think I'd stick with the Bacardi, to be honest, and do something
the whole
a bit...
lot?
Yeah, the whole lot. Bit of fun. And I'd make a Pina Colada.
Yeah.
So 2 of them and
a
two
couple of
them.
skewers, yeah.
We're in business. Andre, come on down. You good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
First thing we're going to do is prepare the kingfish, so I'm going to get you to do that. Now, we need to form a shape out of the fish so we can pop them onto the skewers. Okay, so as you can see, it tapers in. So what you want to do is just barrel it, but you still want to make it look like a fish. You don't want to just go straight through it. You never see a square fish.
Right.
You always, fish have curves on it.
Right.
So sort of run your knife in and take enough off just to even the shape up.
Yeah, and you want a curved line through there.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Right, yep. Next step is we have to cut the fish in little portions so we're able to skewer it, okay? So, that way around. And what we want is probably, you know, 1/2 centimetre thickness, slices. And remember, in one motion, you're not sawing it. A little bit thicker, a little bit thicker. Yep, that's it, perfect. Yep. Fantastic, Andre. Fantastic. Really good knife skills. Keep going, keep going. Yep, cut the whole lot. That's good. Really good body posture, the way you're standing there with your knife. You know, that, and when you stand straight, you get straight knife cuts. I see some of you bending down like that and you end up with, you know, jagged edges. Perfect. Now, our next step is to skewer it. So place 2 pieces of kingfish down on the board and then literally just gently. Okay? Do you want to do the rest of them? Make sure you're in the middle. Yep. Great. Perfect. Well done. Okay, the last one. Let's go. Fantastic. Done. Done. Beautiful. Now, our next step is just to quickly marinate the kingfish skewers. Very, very simply in some lime zest, olive oil, and a little bit of sea salt. About the zest of one lime and, you know, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And because the lime basically cooks the fish as well, it's a quick marinade. It's not something that you'll do the night before, leave it in the fridge and, you know, come back to it. The fish will be dry. It will just leach out all of the juices. So just a really quick, fresh marinade. Fantastic. That's good. All right, a little bit of sea salt. Yeah. Beautiful. And then literally plonk them in, right, and give them a nice little baste, so to speak. When I mean a quick marinade, I mean literally it should be in there for like, you know, 5 to 10 minutes maximum. And you'll just get that really fresh, vibrant lime zest flavour. Now, we're going to pop them on the grill, and while they're cooking, and you've got literally 30 seconds, you're going to simply shave a zucchini salad, right? Raw baby zucchini with a bit of olive oil, coriander and sea salt, okay? Get the kingfish on, and make sure you put it on, you know, nice and neat onto the grill. Now, the grill must be extremely hot, yeah, as hot as possible. You want to flash cook this. You don't want to boil it or it will overcook. Nothing worse than overcooked kingfish. It's dry as buggery. Right, I'll show you one of the zucchini. I want to see that it represents a zucchini, you know, on the plate. So literally that's 30 seconds, okay? And we just flip them over, give them a little bit of heat, and they're off, okay? And look at that, just really beautiful bar-marked colour on there.
Why only cook the fish on one side?
You're cooking it on one side, so you're penetrating heat through it, okay?
Yep.
As soon as you turn it over, that means you're starting to penetrate the heat on both ends. Right. And the last thing you want to do is let them join, because when heat and heat join, they're going to overcook.
Okay.
Right, then we need some olive oil in there, Andre. A little bit of sea salt. Get into a habit when you dress salad, put the dressing on the bottom of the bowl. Don't dress the salad over the top because you bruise the leaves, all right? And you should basically turn the salad into the vinaigrette, okay? That's enough. A little bit of sea salt. Maybe even a little squeeze of lime juice. Yeah, there we go, for a little bit of acid. And just last minute with the lime juice on the zucchini, because if it goes on too early, it's just going to break the zucchini down. And you want that nice crunchiness to it. Just pick some leaves into it. Don't be too fussy. Right, that's enough. Right, little mix. That goes on the plate. You know. Okay? And I want to see the zucchini like it's just, you know, like autumn leaves have dropped off a tree and, you know, fallen all over your car, you know? Andre, you cooked the dish, so why don't you taste it?
It's just a really fresh, clean dish with fresh flavours. The kingfish is cooked perfectly. Yeah, it's summer and it's going to go beautifully with the pina colada.
The lime is really dominant. It's gorgeous in the dressing and the zest. That's really nice. And I love coriander.
Yeah, it's lovely,
especially in
isn't
a dish like this, yeah. That's beautiful.
Good stuff. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
There you have it, a really simple dish of kingfish with zucchini salad, something that you can do at home on the barbecue.
So we're going to have a bit of fun, and I'm going to make a pina colada. I think it will go brilliantly with your seared or grilled kingfish, don't you?
I think so, but will we get a little umbrella? That's what I want to know.
Why not?
Why not?
Just get a Hawaiian shirt as well and we're off. The nice thing about cocktails, actually, is they blend really well into food. You know, you've used a few, haven't you? So don't discount it. Don't think, oh, you know, that's a silly idea, because what we're doing here is we're playing with flavours, and that's what it's all about. Right, Justine, you're going to help me with this one. Come on.
Sweet.
I'll leave you to it, Gary.
Right, there's some ice in the top drawer, crushed and whole, if you bring that over here. So first of all, first step in the pina colada, we're going to use fresh pineapple juice. So we're going to buzz that. So we've got 1 pineapple diced here. We're going to blend that until it's smooth.
Mix the good.
And don't forget, when you pick a pineapple, if you can pull the little fronds out, the spears out, and it smells beautiful and sweet, and it's a little bit soft, that's going to be perfect for a pina colada. Great. Not in a regular pina colada, but I'm putting a bit of lime zest. Because I love the flavour. So, up to you. You can do it if you want.
Can I put some lime juice in it?
I'm going to put lime juice in mine as well. So, a bit of that. And a squeeze of lime juice, about half a lime. Tropical. Beautiful and tropical. Lovely. You want a bit of lime? There you go. 1 cheek. So I'm going to put a bit of crushed ice in, right? What I might do is give it a blend with, what do you reckon? A little bit of Bacardi?
Just a bit.
Nah, we'll put a bit more in, right? And we'll give it a blend, and then we'll add the coconut cream to it.
Yeah, get in there.
Ready?
Jazzy, get it in there.
How much Bacardi have you had?
More Jazzy, more Bacardi.
Yeah, to taste.
How much
taste.
Justine, how much Bacardi did you put in there?
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Did you?
It's to taste.
And then coconut milk in. That's nice.
It's very nice.
Okay, so crushed ice in there.
Yep.
And a pina colada, official drink of Puerto Rico, apparently. It was created in the 50s, so all Caribbean, reminds us of the Caribbean. Sunny day, kingfish skewer. How beautiful is that? But it does need a little bit of sugar, doesn't it?
It does need some
you know
sugar.
What? So to make a sugar syrup, touch of water and a little bit of sugar, up to the boil, make sure it's syrupy. You want some in yours?
I definitely need some. I like sweet.
You need your sweetened too?
Yep.
A little bit for you?
Yep.
And a little bit for me, okay? Blend away. How's it tasting?
Much better. Needed some sweetness.
Is it?
Yep.
You can tell we're chefs, can't you? Or cook and chef.
Cook.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a barman actually put a spoon into his pina colada to see whether it's any good.
They usually use a straw.
So these are macerated cherries. Come on, look at these. Look at these little babies. Look.
Do you like them?
Oh, they're great. And, okay, so we're happy?
Yep. Happy.
Let's serve up. So into your shaker. Right, this one's mine. Yeah?
This one's mine.
Where's the lid to my shaker? There? La, 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 la. How much does it need, really? Oh, Justine. And yours is not so thick and creamy as mine because it doesn't have so much coconut milk in it, does it?
Too much coconut. I want to taste the Bacardi.
George, can you smell that, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Right, I want you to try both of them and tell me which one's the best. But
Wait, what are you doing?
that's my one.
Oh. That's all right, I put more in the beginning.
George, what can you taste in them?
Well, the pineapple's really sweet. It's really delicious. And then you get that sort of, that kick of rum in that big kick of rum in the background.
Yeah.
The coconut.
Yeah.
That really, the creaminess of the coconut. Is there lime in there of some description?
Yeah, lime.
Lime, yeah. I
Yeah.
get a bit of lime in there
There's
as
lime
well.
zest, there's lime
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah, yeah. Gary, I have to say, if I drank that, I'd be on the ground drunk because I'm a one-pot screamer and there's a lot of alcohol in that. I don't mind yours, Justine. It's a little bit less in alcohol, but it's a little bit bitty rather than Gary's is a little bit more creamy. So I like the creamy texture, but I like yours because it's a little bit less alcohol. I'm sitting on the end of the boat and
It's a draw.
yeah, I think this is a draw. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Cheers, Justine.
Beating Ben O'Donoghue in the Celebrity Chef Challenge was amazing.
Lucas, if George gives you a score of 6 or more, you win that guaranteed spot in the finals. George, what score did you give Lucas's dish?
I gave Lucas's dish an 8.
I get to work in a wonderful restaurant, L'Etoile, under Manu, and also fast track straight to the final.
We're going to do some cooking together. You ready?
Yep, show me how.
All right. Lucas has been working with us for a few weeks now, and he's doing very well. He's very attentive. He takes a lot of notes. That breaks like this, all the fresh comes out. That's what you want. So if you smash it a bit, he's working very hard.
Working at L'Etoile with Manu, it's a massive advantage. Learning sauces, techniques to sauces, how to cut certain things, how to present things in a certain way, learning little things that will put me in a position where I can win MasterChef.
And voila. Yes, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
A few weeks ago, I was still doubting myself a lot. Now I'm really seeing that I can do this. You know, I can win MasterChef, which is wonderful.
This week, your invention challenge took a slight twist. The twist this week
I've chosen prawns and nuts.
was to make 2 courses in 90 minutes using both the prawns and the nuts.
Justine, you won the invention test. What did you cook?
I did a sort of a zucchini terrine with prawns through it with a gazpacho sauce, and then for dessert I did a frangipane tart with chocolate mousse and raspberries.
Wow. That chocolate mousse is unbelievable. Wow. Amazing. You know, Gary and Matt thought the chocolate mousse didn't need to be there. Sorry to say, I like the chocolate mousse. I don't know what it is.
Only because it was your recipe, George.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's be honest.
So, you know, you did a brilliant job, Justine. Absolutely gorgeous.
There were lots and lots of choices, but one of the things that stuck with me was Jenny's saganaki. And in essence, the idea was really good and it really appealed to me. And where she went wrong was she used cans of tomatoes and drenched and smothered the flavour of the prawns. So when I looked at that, I went, yeah, you know what I would have done? Lots of little tomatoes, blistered them with garlic and chilli in the saganaki or in the pan, and then finished it with a bit of olive oil and some crumbled feta. And to help me, Julie, get up here. We're going to do it together. Julie, just grab the prawns as you come past. There's 2 little plates in there. You've got some beautiful ingredients here. Look at these little juvenile jelly bean tomatoes. Aren't they beautiful?
They are.
And then we've got some vine-ripened yellow Roma tomatoes. And these little black Russians. Beautiful. They're fantastic, aren't they? And some feta. So look, first up, we need to prepare some prawns. And what we're going to do is we're going to split them this way, you know, through the belly, all right? And the reason I want to do that is, number one, they cook really quickly, and number two, they're easy then to pick the meat out with a fork. So, pair of scissors. And really what I want to encourage you to do is just, you're going to split the legs first with the scissors, and turn it around and do exactly the same thing with the shell. And this just makes it easier, because what you're going to do is then pop your knife in that little cut that you've made, the incision that you've made, and you run it down to the back of the shell, and then just tease open the prawn, and that'll expose that sort of digestive tract there, which you can just remove. And look, sometimes prawns are really, see how mucky that is? It's really unusual. I don't know whether it's to do with the weather that we've had, you know, in Queensland or whatever, but rather than washing them, I'm just going to encourage you, because it's not particularly pleasant. You can just wipe that out. Now, you need to do about 8 of those. So if you crack on with that.
We've heard you quiet for so long.
It's nice, isn't it? A bit zen-like. OK, Julie, split the prawns. A little bit of garlic, sliced very finely, and a bit of chilli sliced very finely, OK? So this is the marinade for the prawns. And this is going to put some of the guts into the dish, because it's all in one pan.
Do you take the seeds out of the chilli?
The seeds? No. These long chilies aren't that hot, so if you're using the little bird's eye, you can be a bit more cautious.
OK, yep.
And then the idea is that we're going to put a little bit of the garlic on the inside of these little split prawns, OK? Start the flavour off. And these can be marinated in the fridge, you know, for a couple of hours, and they'll develop a bit of flavour, all right? And you can be as generous or as stingy as you want with that, just in terms of, you know, how much flavour you want. And then we're going to chop a little bit of coriander. Next, drizzle of olive oil. All right, and this is sort of helping the whole marination, adding flavour. Bit of salt, just to kick the seasoning off. Not bad, eh, Jules?
Smells great.
Bit of olive oil in yours, and basically you're putting them split side down. Okay, generous amount of olive oil, and then split side down, which means that you want to put the belly part, you know, the split part, the flesh side, down first into the pan, and you want it nice and hot, so that you get that sizzle straight away. And already you can smell. It's good. Garlic, chili, coriander, and all that little bit of marinade on there. Chuck that in the pan as well. All right, so we're going to cook those for about 2 minutes, just to build up a bit of heat in the pan, all right? And we want almost a little bit of caramelisation, a bit of colour. And I'm not pressing them down because I want to squeeze the juice out. I'm actually just trying to press the flesh onto the pan, because what I'm looking for is this. See that little golden brown? Yeah. See that little bit of golden brown? That's what we're looking for, OK? So we'll just give those a second, just to build a bit of temperature up. And then I'll flip first, and then you can flip. Now the reason we're going to flip them over onto their backs is because we want... Off you go. What we want is the heat of that pan to start crisping up those shells, all right? Get your hands in there, woman. Oh, come on. Was that chili getting to you?
The chili got me, yeah.
That's great. Love it. Beautiful. Right. 3 lots of tomatoes. We're going to bung in.
Oh, OK, we just
bung in the black Russians. Bung in the little jelly bean tomatoes. We're talking rustic.
Okay.
We're talking all in the pan and straight to the table. A little bit of salt. And then straight in the oven.
Oh, okay.
No fiddling, no faddling. And we'll give it 2 minutes.
Okay.
Or maybe 3. What's up?
The chilli got in my throat.
Right.
Would you recommend adding any acid to that, like some lemon at the end, something like that?
Yeah, lime, lemon. Lemon zest would work really well. In fact, actually, if you put some lemon zest in the marinade, you know, with the chilli and the garlic, I think it'd be beautiful. Absolutely. OK, Julie, our prawns have been in for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's grab them out, pop them on the board, and we'll finish them off.
Beautiful.
Smell beautiful, don't they?
They
so you
do.
see that the tomatoes are just blistering, just soft.
Yeah.
And then a bit of the feta.
Okay.
I'm just going to break that over the top so it's just warmed by the pan. And a bit of parsley, a few bits of parsley, a few bits of coriander, so parsley's here, a few bits of coriander. And then just to give it a bit of extra shine and flavour, just a little drizzle of olive oil. And a little sprinkle of salt. Lovely. Beautiful.
Yum.
Really, really nice. So there we have it, Julie. Just a nice one-pot saganaki with feta and parsley and a little bit of coriander.
Beautiful. Yep.
Nice. Should we taste?
Yeah, that'd be
You
good.
taste. Did you get a bit of cheese? Did you get a bit of cheese?
It's hot.
It is hot, isn't it? It's because it's been in a pan in the oven, Julie. So what do you taste? Tell me what you taste.
Well, the heat's there from the chilli, but it's not overpowering. Maybe I didn't get a bit of chilli in my mouth. The olive oil, certainly. It's really, really moist. They're not overcooked
They're not
at all.
overcooked, are they?
No.
It's a nice sort of roasty prawn flavour. And that's what I mean about not smothering it with, you know, a can of tomatoes and really spoiling it. Use the juices in the pan, the olive oil, and you get all the flavour you need.
It's yeah, lovely.
OK, Julie, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Cheers.
Thanks, Jules.
Sam, you want to come up for a taste? Doesn't matter which one you try, really,
taste
does
Julie's.
it? There you go.
That's beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
Because you've used the shells to roast it with, that goes into the oil also.
Yeah, you get that sort of prawny flavour, don't you?
It's really nice. It's not too much chilli in it.
Glass of wine or a beer?
Both.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sam. Thanks very much.
Beautiful.
OK, top tips for this prawn dish. I'd encourage you to use fresh prawns, fresh tomatoes, fresh ingredients. Don't start putting things in from cans, from bottles. It's going to spoil it, OK? And final tip, cooking prawns, why not split them from the belly, open them up? If you're worried about overcooking them, at least you can see them. They'll take about 3 minutes to cook. They'll go a lovely golden brown. They're done. They'll still be moist, no problem. So now in Masterclass, we're going to look back at your team challenge. This was the first time in any of your team challenges that you weren't divided into 2 teams, red and blue. You were competing as individuals. This was Andrea and Sean's most important day. It was their wedding day. And if the food wasn't good, it would have spoilt the whole day for them. So the pressure was on.
By the laws of this state, pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
So on top of all that stress, the kicker, it was on a boat in Sydney Harbour. So you're in the galley, in the kitchen, below sea level, rocking around and cooking for 100 people.
Even though you were being judged individually, you came together and you served the customer. That came first.
Good stuff. Thanks, Sammy.
Just amazing. The best wedding food I've ever tasted, actually.
Sam, you ran into a bit of trouble. Tell us what you made and tell us what you had trouble with.
I made the lemon and lime cream tart. The cream itself worked out reasonably well, but it was the short crust pastry that
defeated you.
I wouldn't say that. It just caused me a bit of difficulty. We're going to be under pressure with this pastry. I know we are. Okay. Tell you what to do. done it again.
Now, a bit of pain because you cut your finger on the blender, and that was making the pastry.
Yes.
And I believe the recipe was a big recipe, and you tried to do it all at once.
Yes.
In the blender, and you couldn't fit it all in. That's where it started to go a bit pear-shaped.
Correct.
Net result, too thick.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't eat the last chunk of pastry.
Yeah,
a lot was coming back.
That's what I heard, yes.
The lemon tart, I thought the pastry was a little bit thick and a little bit dry. The lemon burst with flavour, and I really loved that, but the actual crust to me was a little bit thick.
So, Sam, we're going to show you how to make a perfect short crust pastry.
Okay.
Something you'll be able to use again in the future. Get around here.
All right,
Let's do it. So we're going to make a nice sweet short crust pastry, and then a simple filling, sweetened cream with vanilla, and lots of fresh raspberries.
Nice.
So let's crack on.
Yep.
Flour, two and a quarter, 2.5 cups of flour.
Yep.
Into the mixer. And the reason we use the mixer rather than our hands is because it keeps it all nice and cold, whereas our hands make it very warm. So you'll end up with a very pliable dough. You've got a quarter of a cup of icing sugar.
Yep.
Chuck that in. And we're using icing sugar because it's fine, it's not granular, dissolve very quickly into the pastry. And there's about 125 grams of butter. Boom, in she goes. The reason you call it short crust, and the reason it is short, is the fact that the fat, in this case the butter, encapsulates all the little flour granules. More fat, crumblier it is. Less fat, less crumblier it is, okay? So, lid on.
Yep.
Click it in, give it a good old whiz. And what we're looking for is a nice fine crumb, and it'll start to just gel together. In with the eggs. As soon as it comes together, off she comes. Okay, so next, flour on the bench. So this is really, really soft, and the whole idea is that that would rest in the fridge. Yep. All pastry should rest, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that that's been in the fridge for 20 minutes. Now, it should relax, right? Okay. But all this is going to mean is this is going to be quite difficult for you to roll out. So what I want you to do, a little bit of flour, and I want you to roll that out very gently in different directions until you get a nice, even sort of 4 mil, 5 mil thickness.
If you wanted to make a savoury one of these, would you just take the sugar out?
Yep.
Yep.
Pinch of salt. You final little roll, final little dust. Come on, man.
So I'm giving it a dust over the top?
Light dust, like that.
Can you see
That's
that?
it.
Amazing.
Like that. And then we just want to make sure that it's free underneath.
Yep.
It's not sticking.
Can I bring the tart tin over?
And then what I want you to do, tart tin here. Watch.
Yep.
Tart tin here. And I want you to gently roll that onto your rolling pin. And I want you to slide the tart tin in, and I want you to pop it straight on the top, but allowing it to fold in, because the longer it drapes over the sides of this sharp tart tin, the quicker it's going to start falling apart.
Okay,
all right?
no problem.
So let's have a go. Gently, gently. That's it, go on. Gently, gently, gently. No, more. Right. Go. Whoa! Right, now, quickly, what you want to do is just drop it in.
Yeah,
See what I'm doing?
I see what you're doing.
Hey! Woo!
Yeah!
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
How quick would you have been if you could have done it like that on the boat? So what you want to do is you just want to work around, and you just want to make sure
tucked in.
That he's tucked in without too much pressure, all right?
Yep.
And when you're happy that it's all flat, it's all even, it's all tucked in, you can press your palm down and remove the excess.
I think you tucked it all in.
Okay, happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Good. Dock the bottom. All right, and I want it nice and even, all right? The reason for docking, nice and evenly, is to stop the pastry ballooning or raising during the cooking process. So if you didn't do this, then the bottom would balloon or buckle, especially if there's a little pocket of air being rolled into the pastry. Next, and this is to keep it flat as well, little piece of paper, cartouche, and we do what's called baking blind. And baking blind means without a filling. Rice in, right up to the top. Well, not right up to the top, but 3/4 of the way. Evenly spaced. And again, this will keep it flat, keep the pastry nice and flat.
I'll just put it all in.
You could use baking beans, and when we say baking beans, white beans, you know, any dried bean, pulse or rice, okay? Pop that in the oven, 180 degrees for about 15 minutes until golden brown. Lovely. Sam, good job.
Thanks, mate.
Say you wanted to make 2 tarts that size, could you just double that recipe?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't work that way?
I mean, all you've got to realise is that if you're going to use a machine to make your pastry, then you can't overload the machine. And the reason you can't overload the machine is because it won't mix evenly. It's like trying to mix a large amount of pastry in a small bowl, and you've got your hands in there and it keeps flicking out everywhere. And like you had 2.5 kilo flour, you look at the size of that blender and go, can I get 2.5 kilo flour in? The answer is no. Well, you can if you fill it up to the top, but will it move? No. So, George, it's been in the oven 20 minutes, taken it out of the flan ring, and then allowed it to cool for another 15 minutes or so. Ready to go.
Right, the first step to assembling the tart is putting the vanilla cream inside the tart case. Have a look at the consistency. It needs to be...
Easy on the cream, George.
Firm, but stiff. Don't be afraid, you know, this is a really simple tart to make. You can have these bases baked off well in advance, and just as your dinner party begins, you can assemble. That's how easy and quickly it can be done. But let's not be stingy with the amount of cream. Give it lots of cream. And then quite simply, beautiful fresh raspberries, okay? And we just, first punnet goes on. Second punnet goes on. Third punnet goes on, and let's be a little bit more decadent. And maybe a 4th punnet. What do we reckon?
I think so, George. Lovely.
Then just to finish, just a little bit of icing sugar, and here we go. Beautiful raspberry tart, vanilla cream, and that fantastic, really beautiful golden brown sweet pastry. Sam, do you want to come up and taste?
Should we chop?
See, hear that crisp sound.
Wow.
That soft cream, those fresh raspberries, and that crisp sound of golden pastry.
I think my pastry is 4 times as thick as that. Thank you, boss. It's pretty good.
What are you tasting? I mean, they're simple flavours, but...
The one thing you notice the most is the pastry, and it's so buttery and so nice and short and just melts away in your mouth. It doesn't linger around and allows the berries and the cream to just stay with you. So, yeah, it's a nice pastry.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's great.
But now you know how.
Yeah.
So, no excuses going forward.
Next mystery box.
Exactly. So, top tips for making pastry. Let's start with your one. Don't overload the machine, okay? If you're gonna have a recipe, it looks too big for the machine, doesn't look as though it's gonna mix properly, cut it in half, divide it in half, use the appropriate size mixing bowl, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you've really got to learn, you know, what a pastry feels like. If you make it at least once or twice by hand, you get to understand what's going on and what it needs to become what you want it to be. A nice, short, malleable dough that you can easily roll out, okay? And number 3, temperature is critical. If it's too hot, you need to use the fridge to firm up the dough. If it's in the fridge for too long, you need to bring it out to warm up so that the dough is the right consistency to roll out, okay? So it's been a massive week, you know, nearly capped off before Masterclass with probably one of the biggest challenges you've ever faced, cooking for a wedding, 100 people, and I'm sure you were euphoric after that, regardless how hard that was. And because you have worked so very hard over this last week, we have a very special surprise for you.
Gary says that we're in for a reward. We still don't know what it is, but he has a bit of a smirk on his face, so it could be something good.
The week ahead is going to change your views about food. It's going to challenge your perceptions about food, and it's going to expose you to something that hopefully you have never seen before.
I'm thinking, I hope it's not the cream tart that is just made.
You're going to a place that is considered to be one of the great food capitals of the world. You are going to Hong Kong.
That's wild. That's wild. I'm so excited.
You are going to Hong Kong, and you are going tomorrow.
What?
There's no rest for the wicked. Not only are we going to Hong Kong, we're going in about 8 hours. Yeah, it's going to be a frantic rush. I don't think I'll be sleeping too much tonight.
Wow, Hong Kong. It's got the most prestigious, exclusive restaurants in the world. There's chefs from all over the world that preside there and cook there. But as well as that, the most amazing hawker food, simple food, street food. Are you excited? Yeah! Here we come.
It's so exciting. I can't wait to see it. I've never been there. It sounds like a really exciting place and it's just, this is huge. This is great.
So, let's have the final supper here in Australia before we go home, pack and head off to Hong Kong. Yeah! Come on, guys.
We're going on a holiday.
Oh my God, and I've got a passport. Oh, wow.
Our Hong Kong trip is definitely not going to be a holiday or any kind of rest period. It's not a reward. It's going to be hell for a week.
So, a massive week. Congratulations to you all.
We're just so excited and I don't think we'll ever forget this in our life.
So, to a brilliant week. Here's to Hong Kong and all the challenges that it will bring.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, cheers. Hey, guys, we're going to Hong Kong.
Next time on MasterChef Australia.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
It's the start of our biggest week yet.
The challenges now are quite large and scary.
As we embark on an epic adventure into world cuisine.
It's going to be an experience none of us will ever forget.
Our chefs will be cooking for some of the world's toughest judges.
Beautiful.
And we'll be joined by some mystery guests.
Who the hell is this?
As they fight to secure a place in the Final Four.
One of you will be eliminated here in Hong Kong.
You'll learn more in these few short days than you've probably learned in the whole of the competition so far.
This is huge.
Okay, come on, let's go.
You're representing Australia.
I've got a feeling this week is just going to be crazy.